Grand Rising, beloved family. It is your shaman, your sister in spirit, and your friend Alicia here. And we are live with our Monday story, our Taoist tale, and a message from my morning meditation. So going over announcements real quick, I'm super excited because Anthony and I are going to be in Wellsburg today. So for those of you that have been wanting to try out that shamanic journey, come to metaStone. Okay, we're going to be there at 6:00 from 6 to 7, going on a shamanic journey. Super excited. Of course, I'm going to be at some retreats this summer. Like we have the summer solstice retreat, yoga retreat over at the Laurel Springs Center. Check out the event page. Okay, I have all of the descriptions down in this info box. Okay, the one that I really want to talk about is the rewilding retreat that I'm doing with Devin, Anthony, and Michelle out at Barn Within. It's a local retreat, so for everybody that is local, please go check out that page. Okay, we're going to be doing some really amazing things. Of course, we got yoga, we got art, we have sound meditation. We're going to be doing some manifestation stuff. I'm going to be teaching a manifestation class. And we're not just going to be like learning. Okay, it's all going to be like you're going to be in it. Okay, I'm facilitating a manifestation ceremony. Ooh, I like that. What do you think of that? Other than that, I'm still doing my healing play day. Like I am tired of the healing work. Okay, I'm ready to play. I'm ready for my friends to come up, have a good time. We're going to be doing some face paint. We're going to be doing some imaginary play. We're going to be working on our clairs. I want you all to experience what it feels like to be in your most connected space, in your most creative space. And don't get me wrong, I do think that sometimes to invite the inner child out, it can be really uncomfortable and we can really break down some like walls and barriers, but I'm ready to bring it out of you, to get silly. Okay, so with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. It's so great. I know I can see that some people are on. Drop a comment, say hello. I also just want to share, I am about to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I'm so excited. I have been wanting to see this movie since I saw the commercial for it. So like, I'm getting ready to like get into my thing. For those of you that know me, I have been messing with time travel. Okay, astrally. If you guys don't know what that's about, hit me up. Like, let's talk about time traveling with your third eye. It is the coolest healing modality I have ever tapped into, and I'm super glad that my guides came through and gave me this fun technique. My inner child is a crybaby, not fun for a play date. What? I love to cry. Then we can just sing and sing about our inner rain. I don't want to do that. Mine's probably, we won't talk about my inner child's a little crazy. She can be a little needy sometimes, but that's okay, right? I got to integrate that or I'm going to be lost forever. So let's go ahead and get into the story. Today's story is called Egotism. The prime minister of the Tang dynasty was a national hero for his success as both a statesman and a military leader. But despite his fame, power, and wealth, he considered himself a humble and devout Buddhist. Often he visited his favorite Zen master to study under him, and they seemed to get along very well. The fact that he was a prime minister apparently had no effect on their relationship, which seemed to be simply one of a revered master and a respectful student. One day, during his usual visit, the prime minister asked the master, "Your Reverence, What is egotism according to Buddhism? The master's face turned red, and in a very condescending and insulting tone of his voice, he shot back, "What kind of stupid question is that?" Like, what kind of stupid question is that? This unexpected response shook the prime minister that he became sullen and angry. The Zen master then smiled and said, "This, Your Excellency, is egotism." So just sitting with that for a minute, as always, letting that integrate into you. What does it make you think of? Like, I would love in the comments, like, what does that mean to you when you hear that story? What does it bring up? Have you had an experience like that recently? And while you guys are typing, or maybe while you're thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and share the message that came through from my meditation. As we sit here, we are reminded of the true ways of mastery. We can sit here and tell you over and over again the techniques that can be used in order to give your mind something to grab onto other than its natural current or cycle. But it's through living that you really get to explore and master yourself in this life. Only so long can we talk about healing. Only so long can we claim to be healers. We must heal through living. There are many of you out there right now reeling over something, thinking about something obsessively that just is not, that is cultivating hatred, resentment, whether it's something about self or other. It's important that you take the time to heal it on the astral plane, in the plane of the mind, so that you can heal it in your reality. There are methods like shadow work, the DeMartini methods, self-inquiry, self-reflection, inner critic work. The point of all of these works is to separate yourself from the feelings and thoughts and then observe them. Give them a name, a color, a personality, a description, a pattern of behavior, and then integrate this knowledge. Try to refrain from fractalizing yourself just to not feel it or think about it. Separate to observe, to integrate. Separate to observe, then honor. Separate to observe, to love. It is time to honor these pieces of yourself. Let's think about how these traits in others, which exist in you, actually help you. Think about if this trait that you resent or hate or despise or are reeling over, think of its extreme opposite. How would that change your very beingness? There's good in everything. Fall into it. And that was the message that I received in my meditation. And I love it, you know. We got something my mom would do, telling me to do as I say, right, not as I do. That literally came up in my mind the other day. It's like, do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. It's such an interesting concept to like pitch to kids. What if we just ask them, observe what I do, and what you don't like, do better. Because it's your life, you know? And I wonder if that's a conversation that I really wanted to have with Evelyn. Like, I am saying things that go against what I'm doing, right? So what I would really prefer you to do is just like observe me, because you are me, right? And everybody that is watching, like, we are each other. That is the unity, that is the oneness of us. So rather than observing somebody and resenting and hating and despising or getting confused about it or reacting to them, observing them and then saying, you know what? I I think I want to do something different, which is something that I feel like a lot of us already naturally do. A lot of us are taking action or non-action simply based off of how our parents treated us, right? Like that truly is how we are expanding and growing and elevating and aligning our consciousness. Not doing what people tell us all of the time, unless we are under some kind of control, yeah? But really observing and figuring out, you know what, that really doesn't work for me. I don't like this. I don't like how it feels. It doesn't work. So I want to switch it up. And so like, even with the message that came through that said, you know, just because you don't like it when you observe it, that doesn't mean that you have to like go all the way to despise and hatred and resent, right? Like there are spaces where these techniques and these tools are supporting us in some way. There is good in some of these traits that people might think are not supportive, or maybe that they don't like. If I'm speaking as myself, you know, there are times where I get super irritable, like super irritable. And I'm just like, ugh. It's just so natural for me. Now, if I'm being honest, it has evolved from my family line. Like, I think number one, everybody gets irritated, agitated. I think it's normal. There was a point though, and there still can be points in my life where I get mad at myself for getting mad. It's like, no, I'm supposed to be nice and kind and giving all of the time. So, but what happens there? Then I'm drained. If I am happy and kind and giving all of the time, then what is left for me? Like that is the extreme, right? So being like, oh, you know what? Actually, I don't want to be happy and kind and giving all of the time, but I also don't want to get upset. So how is getting upset serving me? What it's doing is it's setting boundaries. Is it doing it in a way that I feel is most accurate? Sometimes, yeah, because sometimes people don't get the message, you know, like you're trying to set boundaries and they just aren't getting it. So it's like my passion and my anger kind of will flare up, right? And I'm saying this for all of us. Like when we get passionate about like, I don't like this, that is what anger and irritability can really say to us. So I don't have to teeter. We don't have to teeter so far into getting upset about getting upset. We can understand, we can observe what upset really means. So that way now we're living in harmony with self. And again, does upset mean attacking and beating somebody up because I don't like it? No. For me, it more comes off as like an energy thing. Is it still super helpful? Is it something that I would continue to like to evolve on? Would I like to just set boundaries and hold them for myself? Of course. But that's the journey, you know? I have to allow myself to feel how I feel so that way I can observe how I feel and then integrate it into my actions and my daily life. But judging it is not going to help. Hating it is not going to help, because when I hate it, what I'm going to try to do is just keep getting rid of it. I don't like it. I hate it when I do this. Rather than understanding it. And I feel like this is what really a lot of shadow work is about. Like I have to be in situations that piss me off, so that way I can navigate who I'm going to be in the moment and how I'm going to respond, and knowing that as a conscious creator, I have that power. We have that power as conscious creators. I had also said, I can't be super interactive right now. I have to dip soon. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. I wanted to acknowledge you before you have to get out. Okay. I hope you have a wonderful day. The example that I've been using is that I've noticed that as time passes and I continue to work on some of these things that I resent or hate on myself, the more that I meet them, I feel like before I used to have this short fuse, like I'm a piece of dynamite. I have this short fuse, and like somebody would say something to me and I would just boom, like explode and react. Whether it was anger, whether it was jealousy, whether it was greed, whether it was lust, whatever it was, right? But I noticed that what the healing journey for me, as I am observing it, it's not about completely eliminating it. It is lengthening my reaction time. So there's a little bit of a pause between the intensity and the timing of the reaction. And I'm really enjoying that. And I wonder if that is what the journey is, right? It's not eliminating reaction. Karma, that is what karma is. Karma is action and reaction. We live on a plane of chemistry where things are just reacting to each other, right? So are we. Like, we are the macro of the micro of the micro of the micro of the micro of the macro, right? So can we take this natural reaction, this natural, like what my guide said, like the current of the mind, right? Is the current strong and short, or is it slow and soft? Can we observe it? Can we slow it down? Can we make it faster? I believe that we can, but I do think that it just takes practice, and observation. And like the word that's coming into my mind right now, or that I feel very strongly that I'm being told, is like awareness. We have to be willing to let go of judgment and the inner critic long enough so that way we can just practice awareness. I get angry about this. I don't like that about you. I don't like that about them. I don't like that about me. That is awareness. The judgment is, I hate this about myself. I hate you. I hate them. F this planet. That is the judgment, which is okay. Because of course we're passionate, sentient. Sentient means feeling. We are beings that feel things. And we feel it, and we observe it, and we describe it, and we understand it, and then we integrate it. Should I be telling people I don't like something about them, or is that an internal convo? I don't think there is a right or wrong way to do anything, whatever. I mean, of course, being mindful, right? For me, what this is mostly about is using other people as a gauge, right? When we can see things in other people that we don't like, what the goal is to think about, well, where am I doing that? Because you're doing it somewhere. You're doing it somehow. I don't know where. I don't know how. But I know that I do that too. Which I know it didn't rhyme. But like, seriously though. We're all one. We all do these things. And the only way to practice acceptance is to like first be like, all right, I don't like her. She thinks that she knows everything. Which is hilarious because me. So me. And so now what do I do with that? Number one, I accept the fact that I do that too. I think about, why do I do that? And then I understand, like, oh, wow, okay. It's okay for you to do it. It's okay for me to do it, first of all, because of my life story, because of who I am. It's also okay for you to do it. I'm just getting triggered by you because we're the same side, right? When you put magnets that have that on the same side, they start to push against each other. So it's going to create a little bit of that resistance, but resistance just for awareness. So when that resistance is there, what do? We flip the side. We flip our perspective. So that way we can come together and become one. Does that make sense when I say that? When they say that? Yeah, an internal convo. I think reflection is typically internal, but unless you're like talking with a coach or someone, right? It's like, ooh, I really don't like that. But if it's crossing a boundary, heck yes, I don't like it when you do that. I don't know why, but I don't like that. Okay. Or maybe you do know why. And that is also important. Like, there are just some things that, like, Alicia, I can't tolerate. They trigger me. I have trauma. I have life experiences that have left me depressed, down, in the dumps, not wanting to live anymore. And when I'm able to face that side of myself and honor her and say, you know what, this has been through some stuff. And she just, like, cannot tolerate some things because it is too much. Sharing that. I can't deal with that. I don't know why. Sometimes I wish I was different, but even that is judgment. I wish I wasn't like that. That's judgment. Acceptance is saying, Alicia does not tolerate that because it brings up trauma. So, sure, I will forgive you. I forgive myself, but, like, overall, I ain't having it. It cannot be, like, talked down to. It triggers me very deeply because of past relationships. Like, and I know that about me. So I have to set that boundary, right? So, like, thinking about your boundaries and being open to sharing them with people, so that way you can continue to align with your soul family, and you can continue to align with love and align with honesty and truth and purity and all of that fantastic stuff. I do not, in this, I am Alicia on May 23rd, 2020. Alicia, as of today, does not believe that Alicia needs to transcend her darkness. I don't believe it. I just feel like I need to get to know it better. I got to get to know me. And that is what I'm trying to encourage all of you to do, because the more that I've gotten to know myself, and the more that I've been able to accept myself, the more I like me. I'm like, all right, you're not so bad. You still got issues? Because I got issues. You got them too. But don't give me yours, okay? That's where I stop at the song. All right. I hope that this message, I hope that the story sparks some inspiration. I hope that the message sparks some inspiration. I hope that my personal share sparks some inspiration, I want you all to know that you are lovable. You are worthy. You are created perfectly. And it is not your job to be anything other than who you really are on the inside. All right. And I think my biggest message is stop being so hard on yourself, Alicia. But stop being so hard on yourself. Like, my soul family, we're all one. Take some deep breaths. Know that the traits that you have that maybe you don't like, maybe that you don't love, are actually serving you at some capacity. And I'm really encouraging you to figure out where they are serving you. Where are the traits that you don't like actually helping you be the person that you came here to be? And if you were the extreme of the opposite, how would that totally go against your values, your moral, your integrity? Think about that, okay? Reach out to me. Like, I want to have these conversations with people. I need this in my life. Reach out to me. Let me know what you think. Drop some comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell for notifications for when we go live. And last but not least, I'm loving you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, a wonderful week. I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to go see a movie now. And I cannot wait to tell all y'all about it. So, peace and love. Bye.